Hey there and welcome back. So we've created the configuration file and we installed Playwright. So let's get further into this. We need to do several things here. First, I'm going to remove these test examples here because they're not that relevant right now. It is basically some examples of testings you can do if you're doing front-end testing. So that's why it is referencing, let's see if we can go to the top here. It's going to access a website on Playwright, doing some tests on the page, filling out data. So this is more of a front-end test on the website. So I'm going to remove the test example, or you can just right-click on the folder and hit delete. I'm just going to use the command here. So we're removing test examples. Just gonna close the editor here. So now we have this gone. And we can also see we have a test. We have an example specification of a test. And we're gonna make something, some files on our own with our test in it. So let me also remove that. Yes, so we just have the folder left now. Okay. So what we need to do, also, you see I specified test database here when we need to run the test here. What is very important here is now that we have this env file here, we can see we have different data here, and we need to have a new database that we can run our test against. So we need to do some extra to our scripts. We can see that right now we have build and start dev, and we have some seeding and some other stuff here. But we need to be able to control what env files we're using. So we installed a package in the beginning called crossenv, and we also have .env flow. And these packages will enable us to have multiple env files so that we can have a development database that we are using, or a production database when the app might be running in production, and we can have a test database that we only use when we are running the tests, so that we don't interfere with the product or the production database while we're testing. So I'm going to make a new env file called test, and I'm also going to make one called development. So now we have 3 different env files, and then we're going to go to the env file. We're going to copy this db host, and we're going to remove this from the env because this is kind of shared information, the port and the secret. And then we will go to the env here. I'm going to put the db host in there, and we're going to make a small minor change here because we can see this part here. This will tell Mongo Atlas or MongoDB that we will use this database, ts webshop dev. So since this is the env test file, I'm going to write test instead here, so that when we run this env file, we will use another database than when we are on the development. So let's put this in here, and this is okay. We're just using the dev database. Okay, so now we have 2 env files with their own db host in it, and we just have this shared env file here. And yes, we can see this is also being untracked here. So we probably should go and, let's see here if I can find it. Where is it? There. Yeah, so we would like to also ignore the env development and the tests, so that we don't accidentally push our configuration to GitHub. Yes, okay. So we also need to make some modification in our package.json, because now we need to be able to distinguish between the different databases. So we are going to, for instance, if we have this start dev here, we're going to make an addition here. So we're going to make cross env, And then we can use this node in environment. Let's see here, we can add up development, and then I think, yeah, let's just try this first here. So now we're using cross-env, we are setting the environment for node to development. So this means it's going to get the Mongo database host string from this file here. So that is okay. So if we try it out first, if we run npm run start dev, let's see what happens. Yeah, so now we can see it's still working. We're using the development database here now, and if we close this one again here, we're also going to make a new test script that will use the test database instead. And we can see here in Playwright, we can see that when we are running the Playwright tests, we would like Playwright to automatically spin up a web server or a server that will host our API so that we can run these tests against. And the command that we should run is, I have put here npm run testdb. So we need to have this testdb in our package.json. So we're going to make a new script as well called, let's just put it down here, testdb. And in that we're going to put cross-env as well. We're going to make node environment. We're going to make it for test. And then we're going to run npx ts node. Oh, let me check here. Source indexed ts. So basically just run the index file from our source folder. So the starting point here. So when our Playwright setup will start up, Playwright will run this command testdb that will set the node environment for tests, and it will run basically the application, and then we can create some tests in the test folder that will be able to try out the endpoints. Okay, so if we run for fun here, run testdb. So we can see now we're not using NodeMon because NodeMon is something that we use when we are developing. So we needed to watch our files, but it is running, and it is running on a different database. And we can see this, we will see this in some of the later videos. Okay, so I think it got a little bit longer, the video, than I expected here, but okay. So now we have multiple env files that we can use to control which database we're using if we're running development or running the test. Okay, so hope you make this work and have fun. Happy coding, bye-bye.